So I have Illustrator open. Number one thing is I'm going to change the dimensions of my artboard. I want it to be more landscape format. My artboard is right here. And this is where I can change the dimensions of my artboard. Click on any shape, and now I've got my artboard a different thing. I really like the tear off feature in Illustrator, so I've got all these things torn off. I'm going to tear off a couple others just to review that. I'm going to tear off the brush. There you go. Bring that over. And I'm going to tear off the shape builder tool. You just basically click and hold these things. You go to the end here, and then you tear them off and you drag them over to your artboard. I just find it easier to work that way. If you're way over here and you want your artboard moved over, no matter what tool you're on, you hold the space bar down, it will go to the hand tool, and you can move that back over to wherever you want. First thing I'm going to demo is the shape builder tool. I think that's really important. I'm going to make a star. Remember, up arrow, you add points to the star. Down arrow removes points to the star until you get a triangle, if you want a triangle. Here's where I'm going to fill it in really quickly. I'm going to throw in no stroke. Then I'm going to build another shape here. So there's my other shape. I'm going to fill that in with blue. These colors at this point are all, they don't really matter, they're arbitrary. So if I want to combine these shapes together, I'm going to select this one, shift select that one, select them both. The other way I can do it is just grab over here and select both of those that way by marquee selecting them. So you can shift select or marquee select, go to the shape builder, and you just drag the shape builder across here and it welds them together. So if you want to combine shapes, that's super handy. Or if you go this way, you can do it that way. It doesn't really matter. And then you can go up here and you can start changing, make sure it's selected. Select the shape, then go up here and you can start changing the color or adding a gradient. I'm a fan of playing around with gradients. So remember down here, there's the little stack of books or the libraries. It gives you swatched libraries. Super handy to speed up your workflow. I'm going to go into gradients. And you can check out these different gradient packages. I'm going to go fruits and vegetables. I'm feeling like I need some fruit this morning, maybe some orange. So I'm going to turn that to an orange there, or orange-ish. You got it. I'll leave it there. So you can combine shapes together with the shape builder. That's the thing I wanted to show you. I'm going to make this a bit smaller and demo something else quickly. That's important. If I hold the shift key down, I can change that proportion. I'm going to move that off to the side. This area here, if you're building stuff, I sometimes throw it out here. I call that the space area. This is your artboard, so when you're ready, you can drag it back into the art area. So any stuff you're not sure about, you can just drag off over here. I'm going to make a couple more shapes. I'm hitting the up arrow there. I like starting things with flat colors. I don't like when I'm first designing, I'll go with just a flat color, then I'll add the gradients. I find the gradients distract me as I'm building things. Again, if you hold the shift key down, that will give you a proportional circle instead of like an egg shape. It helps me changing the color so I can actually see what's what. Just a quick review, if you want to move this behind the star, you right click and that takes you to arrange. And you can send it to the back or right click, bring it to the front. So there's a shape builder tool that you can combine things together. There's something else in the program that allows you to combine shapes together in different ways, and that's called Pathfinder. So I'm going to go to Window. I'm going to open up the Pathfinder. This is where Pathfinder is located. And then it's like the shape builder with more options. So if I shift select these things, there's my weld tool like the shape builder. I'm going to undo that, Command or Control Z. You do this. There's another way that you can combine a shape, and there's that. So I actually work mostly in Pathfinder if I'm cutting things, if I'm tinkering around with it. You can cut into shapes, you can weld shapes all within Pathfinder or the shape builder like I demoed at first. So I'm going to get a little more picky with this. I'm going to move this over here. I might change the size of this quickly. Okay, then if I select both of these, I'm going to cut that one. So now I've cut that out. So now I'm going to move this one back over so you can see that you can, I call it welding shapes together. You can weld shapes together or cut shapes out with the Pathfinder and the shape builder tool. The other highlight thing I would tell you, you can go and check out the paintbrush tool. So I can go here and make a paintbrush. I can go select this paintbrush. I'm going to change the width right here, the stroke width. The cool thing about the paintbrush is if you go Window, Brushes, you can open up this brush area and you can click on the brush and you can change the type of brush it is. and back that up. And down in here in the brushes, there's a stack of books. Stack of books always means there's a libraries. You can check out brush libraries. You can check out watercolor brushes or decorative brushes or whatever they've got in here, right? Let's go look at the bristle brushes. And if you get really into this program, there's people that design brushes for them, right? So there you go. You can actually download brush packs that you can if you own the program. Here's the white arrow tool. The white arrow tool allows you to go in and then grab these anchor points and move these anchor points around, right? So you can actually make a brush stroke and then change a brush stroke after in the program. You can grab any other shape with the white arrow tool, click the anchor points and modify those. You'll see there's these little circles. They allow you to round edges. So if I click on this one, it allows you to round that edge. In the pen tool, if you want to add anchor points, there's the pen tool here. You can delete anchor points or you can add anchor points. And then you can go to the white arrow tool here and change that and modify it. There's also this tool inside of the pen tool where it allows you to do a bigger curve. So that will get you started exploring shapes and doing different things with shapes. Now here's another cool highlight thing as you're playing around and exploring the program. You can take shapes and you can make them 3D. If you go up to Effect, you can go to 3D. And you can check out these 3D options. So I'm going to go Extrude and Bevel. Make sure your preview is clicked, right? So if the preview is off, you might not see it. So you want to click it, and then you see it's taken your shape and made it 3D. And then you can rotate that in 3D space and do a bunch of things and check out some 3D thing. You can change the extrude depth, make it longer. You can check out more options down here, and you can change the shading of it by grabbing this and dragging it around. So you can change the lighting of it. So you've got 3D stuff to check out up here when you make a shape. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is you can go to the pen tool and you can start drawing lines with a pen. At any point, you can go to this pen tool here because this is a path. You cannot bother filling that in. I'm going to zoom in for a second here. You can throw a stroke on that. And then if you want, you can actually go to the brush tool. So here's your brushes, and you can click your brushes. And at any time, you can add a brush to a stroke if you want to. If you're like, oh, dang, I wanted that pen thing to be a brush stroke, you open up your brushes palette here, and then you can just click on it and then change that to a brush stroke. I'm going to back that up. I'm going to show you one last thing in terms of creating lines. I'm going to go up here. Let's say you want a spiral. You want to add things to the spiral, hit the up arrow. We'll add points, get rid of it. Down arrow gets rid of things. Okay, I'm going to move this into place here. Say if you've done this thing and you want this and this joined, I'm going to select that anchor point, hold the shift key down, select this anchor point, right click and join them so you can join things together that way.